Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Fantastic. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon for the Burr Ice Arena Improvements session. This is being run as a webinar. It is also being recorded, so hopefully you received the message and selected OK to confirm that this is being recorded. Um, You will be able to submit questions later on, but we're going to start with a few slides explaining this process. We'll go ahead to the next slide. So at the end of this session, if you want to submit a question or a comment and you hover over the bottom of your screen, there's a little icon here. As you can see, it says Q&A. You can type in your question, press send. And if you've called in, you press *9. You can raise your hand and we will unmute you so that you can communicate with the team. We're going to skip this for today. And just to remind everyone who's joined, we do have meeting norms, whether in person or on Zoom. And so today we're going to commit to learning here. If you do have any critiques, please make sure they're about ideas and not people, and that your language is thoughtful so that this is a safe place for everyone to share.
Thanks, Michelle. I'm Adam Furco. I'm the park planner and managing this project. Just a quick agenda for today. We're going to do some introductions of those who've worked on the project. I'm going to give an overview of what we're trying to accomplish, talk about some of the grants we've gone after in the past and what we're here to talk about today. And then there'll be some time for questions and discussion at the end. So I said, I'm Adam Furco, landscape architect and park planner. I'm helping manage this project. We have Lori Tabachnik, our assistant park planner, Rosie Paul Donaldson, our land acquisition supervisor, and Michelle Bennett, who was speaking earlier, city community engagement specialist. The four of us have been working on this project. So quick overview. So the Burr Ice Arena is the only covered outdoor ice arena in the state. The open air concept saw an increase in usage throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. The ice arena functions as a gathering place, providing low-cost recreational opportunities during the winter season. Offerings include public ice skating, drop-in, hockey. We have rentals, locker rooms, restrooms, and skate sharpening services at the facility. To keep Burr Ice Arena operational and valuable amenity for our community, we have some mechanical upgrades that need to take place and some accessibility improvements that need to be made out here. So one of the major components of this project has to do with the ice chiller. So the ice arena structure was first constructed in 1968. The chilling unit that we have in place was installed in 1991, and we renovated the floor in 2009. And the photo to the left is when we redid that floor. You can see all the piping in there with how the chiller works is it pumps a cool liquid through all of those tubes to keep the ice cold. So that existing chilling system that we have that was installed 30 years ago, it's an older system that's no longer used. The EPA, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, determined that it's a contributor of greenhouse gas emissions and ozone depletion. New regulations are phasing it out of existence. So the liquid, the chilling fluid that we use, R22, that's used in this system is becoming increasingly hard to find because this system has been phasing out. So what we're currently doing to replace is when other communities or ice arenas are changing their system, we're buying their used fluid, their R22 fluid, to restock ours and keeping the ice going. Replacing the chiller, it's quite expensive. So our estimates are coming in around $800,000 to $1 million to keep this going. In addition, so Parks and Recreation, we're in the middle. We're actually finalizing now an ADA transition plan, which is studying the accessibility in the parks, nature areas, and facilities. It's looking to rectify and identify all ADA barriers and we've had the ice arena studied as part of that. Going above ADA, so additional accessibility that we're looking at accessible programming, so including sled hockey or ice dancing, providing low sensory skate times, such as which has lower music, smaller crowd sizes. We will look to modify the dasher boards to create kind of a seamless ice transition so you don't have to step up and over that dasher board at the doors to get onto the ice. Looking at better wayfinding, so more signage, more pavement markings, and lighting. Also providing accessible seating at the ice arena. And then one other thing we talked about was a covered walkway between the building and the ice arena, because a lot of times in the winter that becomes icy. So for accessibility and just making it a better experience is covering that walkway. What we've done so far, so we've applied with this project for 3 separate grants last year. The state of Michigan had what they called Spark grants. Those were a $1 million ask, and the city was going to match that with $1 million of improvements. Unfortunately, we did not receive any. There was over 400 applicants, 461 applicants. You can see there wasn't that many awarded for the amount that was out there. We also submitted last year for a land and water conservation grant. It lowered the city's match, and the grant is not as much as Spark. So a future project includes some of those new dasher boards, some of the ice arena accessories, and some other things like replacement of the rubber flooring. So we submitted that last year. We did not receive funding. So we'll be reapplying this year. We've made a few modifications to our application, and so we're looking to submit this April of 2024. So with that, I'd like to, if there are any questions, I'd be happy to talk about them. I know that was pretty brief, but happy to answer anything that we have. So thank you very much.
I don't have any questions at the moment in the Q&A, but we can wait a few minutes to have somebody submit. But I do see a hand up, so I'm going to allow Janine here to talk,
Hi, Janine.
and then you have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Thank you so much. On your talking about lighting, is that going to have anything to do with the parking lot lighting? I am very concerned about that. I live right across the park from it, on Easy Street. Our backyard faces the park, and
Yeah.
the lighting comes from the parking lot, comes right into our house. If you walk in the park at all in the dark, it shines across. It's very difficult to see if you're coming in a certain direction, and it's very detrimental to the nightlife that needs to be in the park, birds and other creatures that need darkness. I wondered if that's under consideration to do something about.
So I wasn't aware of the visual issues out there with the existing lighting. That's something we can take a look at. The lighting that we're looking for here is more lighting of the ground plane with lower levels, but enough for accessibility so you can see as you're going up the ramp or towards the building. It wouldn't be looking at large lights or additional like large parking lot lights. These are for like more smaller amenities just for accessibility. So being able to see that ramp, being able to see your route from your car to the building. So
Okay.
it would not be like a bright impact.
So, I know this is not, I understand now what you're covering, but what can I do to help get that to change? Who do I talk to?
You can send me an email and I can send it to our park operations. So I don't know if I have my email on here. It is A as in Adam Fercho, FERCHO at
Okay.
a2gov.org. And we can talk about that after.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions?
Haven't received any in the Q&A, so we have a small enough group here that if you have a question, please raise your hand and we can unmute you. Otherwise, is there a last slide with your contact information, or if you all see at the bottom, there is a URL if you want to go to for more information, but if you want to reach out to Adam in particular, I think I can put it in the chat here for everybody.
Yeah, put it in the chat. The last slide, I don't have it on there with my contact. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, Adam, what are the next steps?
The next step, we will be part of this engagement is part of our application. We will be going to, I believe it's city council. I don't remember the date. It's in March, I believe. To get approval on our grant application, and then we'll be submitting, it's I think April 1st to the MDNR. And then we'll post information on our park planning page, letting people know of the status of where we're at on things.
It will go to council on March 4th.
Thank you, Rosie.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone who has attended. This meeting has been recorded, so we can also post this at www.a2gov.org/parks if you want to rewatch this for any more information. Does
Thank you,
anyone
everyone.
else at the city have anything else to add?
You're not.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.